Were you here all night, Brian? Right? Were you here all night?
Yes, sir. They're coming, buddy. They're coming.
Did I let you talk to Mom?
You got the girl here, Jen just had bacon and eggs and muffin. Alright, you want to talk to her? Alright. She wants to talk to you.
Watch out, Mom. Watch out.
I got it.
Alright.
You had a friend, huh?
Yeah, I got the little. Anybody showing up there?
Snow Road, right, Scoop?
Storm. Maybe you can tell us why that's the case.
Well, for several reasons, Brian. One is that the pressure in this storm, before all is said and done, will be one of the lowest atmospheric pressure storms that we've seen in a long time and may break all-time records for many sections of New England. Also, as it roars up the East Coast, it's causing havoc all the way from Florida to New England. There were deadly tornadoes this morning in portions of Florida. There's been as much as 16 inches of snow in Alabama, paralyzing that area, the biggest snow ever. And many locations all the way from Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, up through Kentucky, up through New England, and the East Coast cities are going to see heavy snowfall, blizzard conditions. In some places will have record amounts of snowfall, and there's going to be many places with power outages and huge drifts, and that is enough to make it an historic March snowfall. Just off the press here, LaGuardia has now have 10 inches of snow, most of that falling in a 5 or 6 hour period. Philadelphia now 11 inches of snow. Latest gust indications are winds are blowing in Atlantic City and in New York City between 50 and 60 miles per hour, and all that is heading northward at the present time. The storm system itself is way down here in the Virginia, North Carolina border, but it's going to take a track very close to Boston. There's all this moisture that came up from the Gulf of Mexico, and that all adds up. When that moisture kind of bangs into the colder air over New England to a lot of heavy snowfall. So between now and about 8 o'clock tonight, it's really going to come down quite heavily, and at times there are going to be whiteout conditions, and most everybody should stay off the roads this afternoon for sure. Now, the track of the storm looks like about 1 in the morning be entering the Long Island area near Boston early tomorrow morning before it goes up to New Hampshire and Maine. So it looks like south of Boston towards the Cape and the island, 6 to 12 inches. In the Boston area, 128, 495. Somewhere between 12 and 18 inches of snow will fall. It depends how much snow falls, particularly in the next 6 to 8 hours. We'll have to watch that and update it if it even gets higher than that. And central Mass, most of northern New England, at least 1 to 2 feet. Some isolated spots could get 3 feet of snow, and there's going to be huge drifts because of the wind driving the snow. As far as the tides are concerned, there's a high tide along the North Shore and South Shore and several sections of the Cape at 3:10 this afternoon. Astronomically, it's not particularly high, but there will be some increasing winds and some flooding at that time. A more dangerous situation may be 3:30 tomorrow morning along the coast if the winds continue from the east, because there's going to be several hours of storm force winds. The storm flags are flying along the coast. And also Saturday midnight, that's midnight tonight, along Narragansett Bay and Buzzards Bay, there's a high tide there. That could be a potent high tide, several feet above normal, and also along the Cape, Chatham, Nantucket's high tide, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning could also be a problem. So we'll be watching that very closely. With the winds inland at least 30 to 60 miles per hour, and with so much snow falling and blowing and drifting around, there should be a lot of power outages with this storm system as it moves up the coast. In addition, along the coast, there's very, very distinct possibility that we could have winds close to, if not hurricane force, with this particular storm system. So it's a pretty potent one, and it's a doozy. So we'll be with you all afternoon and all night long with this. So let's look at the forecast here and see what we got for the Boston area. The rest of this afternoon, a blizzard warning. The snow will continue to fall and generally get heavier as the afternoon wears on, as much as 6 to 12 inches by evening in the Boston area. Temperatures in the 30s in the Cape, 20s west of Boston. Winds increasing to 40 to 60 miles per hour. Means plenty of blowing and drifting. Now, the snow may briefly change to rain, but that's along the coast, but blizzard conditions will continue well inland most of the night, at least till 10 o'clock at midnight, and gales may shift, especially over the Cape, to the southerly direction. Tomorrow, we get on the other side of the storm. There'll be occasional snow, some additional accumulation, but there'll be very strong winds on the backside of this storm, so the storm will not quite be over tomorrow. So temperatures will be falling from the 30s and the 20s. And finally, the light at the end of the tunnel, partly sunny, relatively mild 35 degrees on Monday.
Downtown, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Still 20 degrees. The projections for the snow snowfall have gone up, as you just saw in the last piece. And it's really coming down pretty good now. The officer on duty.
Patrolman number 14 of the West Brookfield Police Department. How can I help you, sir? Standard accident form. Sure we'll all be affiliated with these and know the routine procedure on how to fill one out by the end of the storm.
Oh yeah. How's business with the snow, Paris?
Believe it or not, it's still busy today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good for you. I hope you keep power. We'll have to maybe get a pizza later if.
Even if we lose the power, I'm still gonna be open.
All right.
I got gas oven, so I'm all set.
Okay.
Hey, we're having a ball, man. That's rude in there, huh? Jack, can you hurry up, man?
Is that the official fire department sled?
Yeah. This is it, man.
It is now. All right.
Registered and all. Registered and all.
We're gonna cover that up. Cover that part up. All right, everybody, grab a corner. Let's yank this bad boy back up here.
Okay, I'll watch.
One good, boys. Little further, little further. Good. Ah! Yeah, you can stay out in the snow, man. It is silent. Walk.
We are going up Wickabaug Valley Road.
True.
Starting to get a little nasty out.
I-9.
Down by Wickabaug Valley and Snow Road. I knew I shouldn't have sold my snowmobile. I tell you, I knew this was gonna happen.
How's it going, Bill? No more automatic transmission fluid for the truck? Plow?
You don't want to run too well?
Running fine, just don't want to lift the plow.
Well, you better get used to it. It's going to be a long night of it.
We've seen it before.
about 4:30. Last trip out before dark. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see that it's snowing out pretty hard. 24 degrees. Wind's whipping really good out of the northeast. Probably getting a couple, 3 inches of snow an hour here. Sitco's even closed. That's a rarity. Well, that's the only way to travel right there.
Food section station if you need it in the area. Welcome to it. Okay, received, thank you. Hey, you can try and reach it by radio. Well, it's 20 after 8, Sunday, March 14th, and all's about over, except this afternoon we're supposed to get a bunch of wind, more snow squalls. We got buried. quit snowing yet, huh?
Can I please use that shovel?
No. Oh, that's too big. Don't touch it.
That's like
Hey, you.
cute.
Hey. At old grandma's, as the kids say.
So she can go cruising around.
I can play around here. Wow.
That's about a snowbank right there.